I'm often asked, what do I think of the tariffs? So the answer is really on what are the principles behind a world of free trade. The world of free trade, which is without any trade restrictions such as tariffs, is based on the economic policy making, which is of specialization, that countries should specialize based on what they are really good at doing, which is comparative advantage. I have some videos earlier which talk about that, you can check that out. And also, secondly, which is very clear, is that consumers are the big beneficiaries when there is free trade. As a buyer, as a consumer, you have access to goods which are a far greater variety and at much lower prices because of the competition. So consumers and who are the buyers are the big beneficiaries in a world which is free trade, as we've seen through globalization today. The second party who's also benefiting are the producers. Certain groups of producers have access to huge raw materials from across the world, and they're able to have a far greater range of production, as well as export to these countries outside their own country, and they have the benefits of selling at much greater, much larger markets, and that also enables their costs to fall, which is an economy of scale. Besides that, we have an interchange of technology, which is wonderful because countries are able to exchange their technology, and also there is the scope of many countries to earn foreign exchange. And lastly, there is the macro effect, which is that you have the low inflation, which happens because over years of lower cost production and more supply, costs are falling globally, and that leads to lower worldwide inflation figures. Now, what are the reasons for tariffs, right? So there are tariffs, so this sounds good, but then there are countries using tariffs, and one of the main reasons for having tariffs is, of course, that you wish to protect your domestic jobs and you wish to protect them from low-cost labor in other countries, and therefore you would want to have those trade restrictions in order to ensure that you have domestic production. Secondly, some of these industries may be strategic industries which you don't want to have go off from your own country because they are essential. And thirdly, the other one is the infant industry argument, where some industries are just starting off, and then you would like to protect those industries until they reach a stage where they're able to compete with global markets. And then you have also the argument, which is often used, is to protect countries from dumping, which means that other countries are selling in your country at below cost of production. For some reasons, their costs have been very low because perhaps some subsidies given by their governments. And also, of course, a lot of countries are now using tariffs as an important source of government tax revenue, and that's an important consideration. And finally, countries have current account deficits, which they have to improve, and deficit means that your imports are greater than your exports, and you need to change that balance, and that's one of the other reasons why tariffs are often used in order to improve the current account deficit. So there you have it, some of the reasons why countries do use tariffs, although the central arguments are for free trade. Thank you.